Well, it's Monday. It is the first official work day of the week, and today is the last Monday in the month of September 2020. Today being the 28th day in the month of September 2020. Welcome to another edition of the program The Platform. The first edition in the month of the week, rather. The first edition in a new week, the last week in the month of September 2020. And the platform is the pinnacle of all discussions. We take critical look at issues as it affects our dear nation, Nigeria, and also as it affects our dear state, Abia State. My name is Michael Oni. The program runs every Monday, every Wednesday, and also every Friday, right here on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Now, we're looking at the labor union's suspension of the strike after the late night meeting with the federal government's team. Well, the two major labor groups in Nigeria have suspended their planned nationwide strike and a protest scheduled to hold today, just in case you do not know. And of course, let me say congratulations to the students and the pupils in Abia State because they are resuming today. But let's go straight to the discussion for the day. The Nigerian Labour Congress, the NLC, and the Trade Union Congress had scheduled today, 28th of September 2020, for a nationwide rally to protest increases in the prices of petrol and electricity. They suspended the strike and the rally after a late night meeting. It ended about some minutes before 3 p.m. last night, a.m. rather, last night, after a late night meeting with the federal government team at the presidential villa. They also resolved to review their decision in another 2 weeks to see if their agreement with the government is being complied with. We will be looking at those agreements this morning. The organized labor suspended that, and this was also released in a communique read by the Minister of Labor and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, after a technical session that started late on Sunday. It was around 8:30 p.m. and it lasted till the early hours of this morning. The decision to suspend the strike followed that agreement reached between both parties and averts a nationwide strike, which would have grounded economic activities in the country, you understand. And of course, organized labor, however, stressed that the strike was suspended, not called off. Suspended, not called off. I'm stressing that, and it could be recalled if the government doesn't hold up to its end of the deal made at this meeting in the next 2 weeks. And of course, meaning that the strike might be resumed by the labor unions. Now, as part of the agreement, the federal government will suspend the electricity price tariff hike and has set up a committee to look into what the labor minister described as conflicting field reports justifying the hike in the electricity tariff. Now, the suspension of the electricity tariff hike will be for a 2-week period, during which the committee will conduct its investigations and submit its report. The committee is to be headed by Dr. Chris Ngige, but he will be represented by the Minister of State for Labor, Mr. Festus Keyamo. And based on the agreement, the new price of fuel will, however, remain in place, but the government promised to do more to improve local refining capacity, rehabilitate Nigeria's refineries, and pursue the CNG alternative aggressively by, for instance, providing CNG mass transit buses across the country. Dr. Chris Ngige also decried the stifled growth in Nigeria's downstream sector and the circumstances faced by the government, which he claims is the justification for the fuel subsidy removal. And of course, it won't be balanced if we do not take the part of the labor unions. Now, the NLC president, Ayuba Waba, welcomed the dialogue with the government and the resolutions reached, and he confirmed that the planned strike has been suspended and is looking forward to the palliatives promised by the government to Nigerians during the meeting. The palliatives are meant to cushion the effect of the fuel price increase. Yesterday's meeting was held in the banquet hall of the State House in Abuja. It was attended by the NLC President Ayuba Waba, the President of the Trade Union Congress, Mr. Kodri Olaleye, and other members of the organized labor. When the government team included the Minister of Labor, Dr. Chris Ngige, the Minister of State for Labor, Festus Keyamo, the Minister of State for Petroleum, Timi Praise Silva, Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. The Minister of State for Power, Mr. Jedi Agba, was also in attendance. Well, let's move straight to the discussion for today. This morning on the platform, on the pinnacle of all discussions, we are about to review some of the factors that may have led to the sudden turnaround by the organized labor and the promises by the federal government. We are joined by the Abia State Chairman of the Trade Union Congress, Comrade Sonny Onwuma. Comrade, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, it must have been a very busy night because waiting for the national body to get the latest directives. Comrade.
Yes.
All right. I know, but also this morning we will be having the state chairman of the Joint Public Service Negotiating Council, Comrade Chris Okoro. He will be joining us later. Well, let me begin with Comrade Sonny in the studio with me this morning. Were you surprised at the turnaround of events?
I was not surprised at all. I was not surprised.
Okay.
Because I knew that there was a negotiation going on in the villa that could turn out to be good, or for them to direct us to go ahead with the strike.
Are you satisfied with the outcome?
Well, yes, to an extent, yes. I cannot say I'm not surprised because there were some measures put in place and decisions reached.
Measures put in place, but initially the labor unions were saying no going back. In fact, it's until you review the fuel price, it's until you review the pump price of the petrol and also electricity tariff before we can say yes, we are not going on strike. So what happened?
Well, I know that last night federal government came up with some palliatives to cushion the effect of the pump price. Possibly those that represented us, their sole reason why they should accept the decision of the federal government. They also told us that within 2 weeks they will meet to negotiate about or to talk about the electricity tariff.
All right.
So based on that, we keep our fingers crossed to watch what will happen from now till 2 weeks time, when they will review exactly the extent they have gone. Maybe they will tell us further.
Okay, let's be very specific because I do have the outcome of that meeting also here with me. Let's look at the general intervention that's the paragraph C, which says a specific amount to be unveiled by the federal government in 2 weeks' time will be isolated from the Economic Sustainability Program Intervention Fund and will be accessed by the Nigerian workers with subsequent provision of 240,000 under the auspices of NLC and the TUC for the participation in agricultural ventures through the CBN. So my question is, that particular paragraph is specific to Nigerian workers. Many Nigerians that are not workers, especially in the informal sector, they were hoping that the workers will, the labor unions will fight for their cause. When you announced that there will be strike that will start from today, the 28th of September 2020.
Yes, possibly that was their hope. But remember, Nigerian Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress, they represent the workforce.
Okay.
They represent the workforce. And even from what you have just read now,
yes,
240 workers.
240,000
workers. They are not enough. But they said that half bread is better than changing. They are not enough to go around because in Abia State alone, I know how many the workforce here.
Okay.
We are not talking of those in the federal or other states. So I pray and believe while reviewing it in the next 2 weeks, they should be able to come back to the basis to know that 240,000 workers is just like a decimal point in the workforce. That's workforce in the federation. So it will not go around. And there may be agitation. You have given to this person, you did not give to me. invariably you see dichotomy, you see people erring one view or the other of isolating them. So on that basis, I pray and believe that they will increase from that 240,000 to a very reasonable number.
All right, we have another Labour leader joining us this morning, Comrade Chris Okoro. He's the chairman of the Joint Negotiating Council. He's always here, also in the studio, anytime we have labor issues like this. Good morning to you, comrade.
Good morning, my dear.
It must have also been, like I told Comrade Sonny earlier on, that it must have been a very busy night for the workers, especially those at the helm of affairs at the state level, praying and waiting for the outcome. What will be the next directives? Were you surprised at the turn of events?
I wasn't surprised because government would have been what will I say? They would have not played their game very well if they allow it to happen.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, well, the increase of the pump price of fuel has also triggered increase in the price of commodities in the market, especially foodstuff. And we will be speaking to Chairman Quanta somewhere in Umuahia to bring us the reactions of the people, especially in Umuahia, the capital of Abia State. But comrade, the details on that agreement, are you satisfied with the details? Have you gone through the agreement? Are you satisfied with the details?
I glance it, but I need to study it properly before I can make some reaction. But like what the TUC chairman has said here, that's the one that I quickly cited. The issue of the population, the workforce, they are going to increase or whatever. There are issues that need to be addressed properly there. Yes.
But do you think the agreement reached by the labor unions and the federal government is the mind of many of the Nigerian workers?
You see, what is important is, as a negotiator, is what you that is negotiating see. It's not what the person outside there is talking about. Because as I'm here, I've seen your instruments. But the person outside there, you will only hear my voice. So that makes me different from that individual. Some people will be outside and say, no, if not me, I won't have agreed this and that and that. But when you are in the point, the whole thing will be laid to bar. You understand it better than the person outside there. So I wouldn't say they are wrong or anything. I think what they negotiated
the late hour change of mind by the Nigerian workers is very suspicious. That's the word on the street. Because the organized labor, according to the word on the street, is that the organized labor may have traded off, may have been compromised.
It's always an accusation against us, even in the state here. You are, so far you are representing people, you are prone to accusations. But the matter is their conscience. Are you doing what they are accusing you or not? But I want you to understand that, one, when there is an action like this, and government call, even in the state here, say, come, I've heard what you want to do. Let us talk it well. It's possible that I've offended you. You must respond to the call. And when you go to the call and they understand why you were annoyed and they decide to do the needful, there's nothing bad about it. We are not changing the government.
Now let's look at what is on ground right now. Petrol is being sold as high as 165 naira per liter in some places 162. So let's say an average of 162 to 165 naira per liter. And the minimum wage in some states are not even paying up to the 30,000 naira. And a bag of rice is at about 32,000 naira. Let's look at that and just oppose everything. If the workers were right in the first place, clamoring for this reduction.
Yeah. You see, like what you said, what we analyze now is why we are preparing today. You see me in the attire because since early morning hours, I prepared to mobilize my people for the action. And before I got to hear the other side of it. But I want you to understand that our representatives, they all knew what you are saying. They all buy in the same market with us. They are our negotiators up there. They know the pros and cons. They know that they have just negotiated 30,000 naira that many states have not even implemented. And some implement whatever they like in the name of the 30,000. But I don't think that is a state that has fully that fully gave any of the East worker or her worker 30,000. So for that reason, they know all those things, and if the government has they discuss with the government and they see that there's no need of their battle, I think they must have seen something reasonable.
Okay, just a moment now. We have Ugochukwu Emezue, a public affairs analyst, of course, to let us make meanings to some of these issues by the federal government, between the federal government and the Nigerian labor unions. Now, Ugochukwu Emezue is joining us. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome to the platform on Flow 94.9 FM. Now, what do you make of the late night meeting that saved Nigerians from a nationwide strike? I mean, the sudden turnaround while fuel price increase stays.
Well, this is my own personal opinion. I believe that labor should, as a matter of necessity, done this negotiation much earlier. If they knew that they were going to negotiate with the government, they shouldn't have told us. Even as at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock last night, one of the labor leaders came out and said, even if the federal government agrees with to suspend, that they will not suspend the strike. You know, that is even the one that gets everybody worried. If you know that you are going to negotiate,
yes, I'm getting you.
You are going to negotiate. You start the negotiation. Don't put the nations under high tension that on the 28th, everybody, we are ready, we are going. And you have raised the consciousness of all.
You're sounding like you're not happy that the labor unions made a turnaround.
Well, why I'm not happy is that we can't be in a nation and be speaking from both sides of the mouth. What you do for A, do it for B. Is it not the same labor that operated during Jonathan? I want to know, is it a different labor that operated when Jonathan was Mr. President of Nigeria? When Jonathan raised the pump price, and the labor with civil society leaders mounted strong opposition, and everybody agreed with them that what they were asking for is good. And Jonathan backtracked and reduced that, and even begged that this subsidy should be removed. Buhari then, as the president, and these APC people said no, that you cannot remove subsidy. If you do it, Nigeria will collapse.
Just a moment, Mr. Ugochukwu Emezue. Maybe the negotiators of the federal government, the federal government team are very good with negotiations. Who knows?
My brother, I want to give it to Adam Soshemole. I may not like his face, but as a labor leader, he excelled. Even against the people that are in power. I don't know if I get it. Adam Soshemole came out and made the president to change the price of fuel. And at the end of the day, Nigerians, you know what NFA should have even done is to go what they usually do. They call it warning strike. They should have adopted that measure, prove to Nigerians, hey, Nigerians were with you people. At least even as we are talking, are on strike. So when you now show government that you can bite, go for a warning strike, even if it's just for one day. By so doing, you would have also given that opportunity for this negotiation. Now the question is, electricity, you are saying that they have removed the whatever. Do you have light? You don't have light. So as far as I'm concerned, that electricity tariff is neither here nor there, because if you have light, it's understandable. But if you don't have light, you are in darkness and you are suffering. So Labour agreeing with the president that they are reviewing, there's nothing like that. Everybody has a generator burning it. Okay, and now what sustains our generator is that fuel. So the maximum impact would have been that of fuel, because it's affecting everybody.
Just before I let you go this morning, are you suspecting a compromise? Some persons are saying there was a compromise by the workers, the representative of the workers. It's an allegation.
Well, you know, like the labor leaders there said, in labor negotiation, we call it engagement. You must engage government. But if you are a labor leader or labor leaders, remember you are on the side of the people. So if you are going there, go with all amount of your negotiating power, so that at the end of the day, when you are coming back, your people will ask you, what did you buy from the market? Now, I have raised two issues that were in the front burner: electricity tariff and fuel. My brother, If they have gone there and they even agree that fuel will come back to 140 or 135, at least it will also to some extent bring down the temperature and the prices of whatever we are talking now. Nigerians will be clapping.
All right.
Now you went and say that of electricity. There is no light now, so that you have not reduced anything.
All right, Mr. Ogochukwu Emeze, I want to really appreciate your time on the program this morning. Thank you very much. I do appreciate. I'm going to the street now, but I will return to Comrade Chris Okoro and also Comrade Sonny Onwuma very much in the studio. I know they have a lot to say. Some issues have been raised this morning concerning this very important issue we're talking about this morning on the program, the platform on Flow 94.9 FM. No more strike by the labor unions, in case you do not know, so you can go about your activities without any stoppage. Now we're going to the street. Chioma Nkwanta is somewhere in Umuahia, the capital of Abia State. Chioma, can you hear me? Chioma? Hello, Chioma, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, great. Can you confirm your location?
Well, right now we are at Oreo. That's where we are right now.
Can you take that again?
We are at Oreo Market.
All right.
Yes, here in Umuahia.
So what is the situation? Have you taken your time to price some of the commodities in the market? Can we speak to some of the traders there?
To some extent, we hear from the traders that everything has gone up, that the prices have skyrocketed. It's not the way it used to be. You know, it's now much more than it was before. And you remember that fuel prices has gone up, so that as well affected the whole price of goods and commodities. But right now, Michael, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Right now, we're presently with a trader who deals in rice, beans, our daily edibles that we consume every day.
And I would like to know the prices also, if you can do some negotiation there.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, good morning. Your name?
Good morning. My name is Isaac Innocent.
Isaac Innocent. Okay. And I can see rice, beans, corn, everything in your shop. All the bobos that we're eating. So, how much presently is a cup of rice?
Presently, we're selling a cup of rice 170.
170. Before, how much was it?
Before, it was 150 or 140, highest.
Okay. Is it foreign or local?
Foreign rice.
Foreign rice. Okay. What about beans?
Beans, like brown beans, the big one, the iron brown. Initially, it was 16 naira or to 150 or 16 naira or 15 naira, but now we're selling it to 150 a cup, 18 naira. So the price is increasing rapidly.
Okay. And a bag of rice is how much now?
A bag of rice is now 33,000 now, or at least 32,500. Before it was 27,000 or 25,000. Not anymore. Beans now, it depends on the content you are buying. So we have the one like B brown. We're now selling 34,000, while initially it was 27,000 highest.
Okay. And you know that they've increased fuel, Abi?
Yes.
How has it affected your market?
Well, it didn't affect us much because the price that the transporters have been collecting from us is still the same price they are collecting, but the people that is selling it to us increased it. So on the side of fuel, there's no increment in this in price of transport.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, Michael.
Yes, Chioma, I can hear you.
I'm still in the market, and we just heard from a trader. Then there is also someone else who has refused to talk to us.
All right.
Probably because he's shy, but then he's complaining that prices have gone up and it's affecting him and what he's selling.
So what happened? What led to the going up of the prices of those commodities? Did you inquire from the person what led to those prices going up? The prices of the commodities.
Yes, we spoke to him actually, and he said in regards as regards rice and beans. Good morning, rice and beans and all of that.
All right, Chioma, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. Let me come back to the studio now to Comrade Sonny Onwuma. I know you've heard the prices of those commodities, and I'm sure that you have the interest of the workers in mind. Do you think you've been fair enough on the workers, looking at the agreements that were the agreement reached last night, vis-a-vis what you heard from the market?
Thank you, moderator. I don't think I'm particularly happy with the prices of commodities in the market. From what the person you just called, the chairman, just told us, a bag of rice sells for 33,000 naira.
Yes.
And remember that minimum wage is 30,000 naira per month. That's the from level 1. And you can also see from the narratives that 30,000 naira of a civil servant cannot even buy a bag of rice. And not to talk of other things. So it is not a fair negotiation, if I must be honest. And let's put aside sentiments.
All right.
We are not happy. Happy in the sense that the government will never tell us the truth.
But you went into negotiation.
Yes, we went
night.
into negotiation. Yes, no two ways about it. The most important thing is that I don't know what brought about ending or suspending the strike. I'm not there. So let me not crucify those that went for the negotiation, because we sent them. Until possibly there is a meeting. If they call us for an emergency meeting or next meeting, that will be the time we hear from the forces' mouth. Possibly, if there was a gunshot on their ears, either to agree or
not to agree.
Not to agree. So let me not stay here now to criticize them, because I wasn't there. And you cannot be outside to fight what is inside. It's when you go inside, you know exactly what is happening, and you can contribute.
Now, it looks like, Comrade Okoro, it looks like the price of the fuel will be staying at 165. Maybe it will even go up in the coming weeks. Who knows? Because as it stands now, initially the labor unions were saying, no, we're not going to listen to you until you drop it. We are going on strike. In fact, federal government went on to get a court injunction, and you said that cannot stand. The labor union said it cannot stand. But we're hearing another story this morning. The agreement reached didn't even talk about the prices of the fuel. It talked about the palliative for the workers. It's talked about the electricity tariff, which will remain status quo for 2 weeks. But we're already receiving the bill. We've received the bill. My house, where I stay, I received a bill more than 100% increase. And we're saying that it's remaining for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we're going to revisit. Do you think this is possible? Looking at the government that we have, looking at the agreement reached yesterday.
Yes, myself, personally, I have confidence on our leaders. The issue of workers versus government didn't start now.
Okay.
This type of issue has been coming and going. I believe that they have their reasons of whatever they agree with the government.
But comrade, you will agree with me that the federal government has in the past failed to keep their end of negotiation with workers.
You know that what we have just done is suspension. We never cancel. We never call off. It's just suspension. If you suspend person today, tomorrow you can call him back.
So are you saying there might be possibility?
Yes.
That,
when once the government labor is still stand firm to do their needful.
All right.
Even as we are talking now, if they go back and see that there was a mistake, they will reverse their decision.
Interesting. All right. We will get reactions, but Chioma is trying to get back to me. Chioma is still somewhere in town. We will get reactions from the callers, and of course, I know some workers will like to talk to you too, so that in case they have issues, you can also forward those issues to the national body of the Joint Negotiation Council and also the Trade Union Congress. Chioma.
Yes.
All right.
We are another trader right now. Presently, she deals in condiments. You know, your seasoning cubes, your mayonnaise, groundnut oil, and all of that. And talking to her right now, she has told us that prices has gone up. So let's just hear from her directly. You know, like they say, from the horse's mouth.
All right, briefly.
All right. Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
So, ma, please, what's your name?
My name is Nkeshinyere.
And you sell condiments and...
Yes, I sell condiments.
Okay.
The prices of goods now, has it gone up? What's the price now?
The price is too high.
It's too high.
Yes.
Like seasoning cubes, all this Maggi.
Maggi is high. Spices is high. And even rice also is high.
Okay.
What led to the increase in the prices of those commodities?
The increase is almost 50% increase.
So what led to it?
Why did it increase?
Why the increase?
I don't know the reason. But as we are seeing, I don't know the reason.
So how much is a gallon of groundnut oil now?
Don't know right. Before there's one we sell 600, but now it's almost 850.
850.
It's too high.
Okay. What about a sachet of Maggi?
Sachet of Maggi, 500, 450.
Okay. What about this condiment?
Like what?
Like curry, thyme.
Curry, thyme, all those things is high. Like for example, tin tomato, that one is the worst.
Okay, Chioma, we will have to go now. Thank you very much, Chioma. We do appreciate that's Chioma Nkwonta, correspondent. They're reporting from somewhere in Umuahia market. Anyway, so let's throw the lines open now. 0808-182-6949 or 0811-605-2949. You can also drop messages on 0906-510-8289. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome to the platform.
Ikechukwu calling from Maya.
All right, Ikechukwu.
See, Labour messed up the whole issue.
How?
You know, they are kind of frightening. The government used every instrument of law to threaten them without a black market court injunction. You know, second, invited them on the backward horse, full of security. So they delayed the meeting to early morning hour of day. So if they disagree in that meeting, the matter they place them under arrest. You see the measure. And the Buhari is not a democratic system. It's not a democrat. I'm telling you.
The labor leaders are laughing already in the studio. All right.
When you are having an issue like this, somebody in Africa come to Asoro, come and have a meeting. What's in Asoro?
All right. Thank you very much. That's a very that's another angle. I don't know. The venue led to your decision. The venue of the meeting influenced the decision taken by the workers.
No. You see, even if the Lions match,
why can't you take the meeting to a neutral ground?
Yeah.
It's like a football match. When you play at home, you have a sort of advantage.
See, let me tell you, labor leaders are trained. They are disciplined people. Even at the Lions mouth, they will go and negotiate their minds.
Even in front of the president?
In the year 1998, I participated in 3,500 negotiations. It was at the seat of power, Sorok. That was the first time I entered Sorok. Seat of power. They presided by the vice president, Akibe, what did they call him?
It's not been easy with the Minister of Labour that we have now, Dr. Chris Ngige. We've seen several clips where he's I don't know how to put it, but if I could use the word arrogant in front of the workers,
he can be arrogant, but he cannot detain anybody.
Yes, excuse me.
He can be arrogant. He can't intimidate them.
Michael.
Yes.
The last speaker made a very fine revelation, a sort of.
Okay.
Yes. In APC government, anything can happen. Anything can happen in the sense that, like I said before, who knows? If they were surrounded, maybe we are at a my gunpoint. It's either you sign or
that's.
But
I don't believe
I am not.
possible.
Yes, I'm not. But what I'm saying
is
that, not minding what has transpired, I've never seen Buhari. That's the Buhari-led government living up to his billions. Even the two weeks intervention.
Yes.
I know it's just for them to buy time. I'm not particularly happy about what has happened.
So you're not happy that in the past the government has failed to keep up to its end of the negotiation?
Yes, even what they have promised us now, that 240,000 workers will benefit from this, from that. This will happen, that will happen.
You might end up not seeing
anything. Even the other 50,000 civil servants from levels 1 to 4. Level 1 to 4 getting to get 2.5 billion cash transfers meant for urban posts. It might not happen. They may, there are so many things I should argue here.
All right. Let's get back to the phone lines. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the conversation, the platform.
Hello, good morning. Yes, sir.
Yes.
God bless you.
You're welcome.
My name is All
right.
The truth is that there is high level of compromise and sabotage against the citizens of this country, that the labor leaders will put us in such a condition and end up telling us that such a move has been suspended. And there's been no level if they had reached an agreement where it is accurately pronounced the fuel price has been reversed to a certain amount, or the electricity hike has been reversed to a certain amount, specifically telling us what it's not just telling us that it has been suspended. The citizens of this country are not happy with labor leaders. They should come out here and meet and tell us what happened. Otherwise, it will be agreed and understandable that the high level compromise. And we've lost confidence in the labor union of this country of today. I so much regret what they did to Jonathan in his time, and today they are afraid of doing the same thing. Thank you and God bless.
All right, thank you for your contribution. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael and other guests in the studio.
You're welcome.
My name is Chidobe.
All right.
Michael, it's very unfortunate that the labor leaders that we have in this country called Nigeria, they are hypocrites.
No, you don't use such words, please. It's very important. Such words are not allowed on radio.
Yes, I'm sorry for using it on air. I'm sorry for using it on air. But my reason is this. You cannot tell me that people are suffering. And ever since this hike in pump price and also electricity, they say they will. The last minute time that we expected them to act, they chickened out. They are telling us they are giving them 2 weeks. The 2 weeks that they are giving to them, will it make Nigerian government to reduce the pump price? In my house, I used to pay 15,000 something for NEPA bill. Today they gave me, as last week or thereabout, they gave me 17,000 for a month. So what are they trying to say? They are telling me now that we should start session in the next 2 weeks. Me as a person, I don't have confidence in them, and I will never have confidence in them. So like other workers in the whole country, we don't have confidence on labor leaders.
All right, thank you. You can only speak for yourself anyway, sir. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
Good morning, labor leaders in the studio. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I remember Mr. Prince will struggle calling here from one to local unit area.
All right, Mr. Prince.
Mike and gentlemen in the studio, hearing from labor leaders. Our labor leaders that went to the meeting yesterday that they have called up the time. Labor has another time jumped the gun. They couldn't jump the issue. They couldn't solve the issue. To me, as a political analyst I can see that there must be an exchange of hands between the labor leaders that went to that negotiation and the federal government. Why am I saying this? There is no concourse in the economy of Nigeria. There is no concomitant effect between the economic growth and economic development. There is no concomitant effect between the standard of living and the cost of living. There is no concomitant effect between the what we call foreign trade and local trade. What kind of negotiation is that? To me, I'm saying it once again for the entire world to hear. Nigerian labor leaders, they have completely jumped the gun. 2 weeks,
all right.
2 weeks is at hand.
All right, quickly wrap up
before the 2 weeks time they are giving them, what is going on will be going on. That is my thing, and God bless you.
All right, they will definitely respond because we've not seen any caller on the side of the labor unions. Now, some are even alleging that something exchanged hands during that meeting. Hello, good morning to you. We take 2 calls and, of course, we wrap up the program this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. My name is Victor. I'm calling from Imo State.
All right, Victor.
Please, I know so many people have been judging labor and making some kind of conclusion regarding them. But seriously, on the other hand, we have seen so many institutions going on strike. ASU are on strike. Time ago, the doctors went on strike, and looking at all these things, what are the federal governments? What have they done? Absolutely nothing. And Labour, considering on giving them these 2 weeks grace to change things, and seriously, I totally agree to that. I accept that seriously. Because going on strike will hamper the issues of everything. It will make the workers are going to be affected, the country are going to be affected, everything is going to be affected. So them taking that decision is very, very good, and it's a right thing to do at this time, seriously. Going on strike, seriously, yes. I know what they are going for.
You're agreeing that strike action is not the best way?
Yes, we are in this country. We have seen it. It's never the best way. So them giving the federal government 2 years of grace to change things is the best solution at this time. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's take this. Then we finalize the program this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I listened to one of your,
What's your name first?
Charles from my hair, yeah.
Okay.
One of those who called him. The only reason he wants the strike to go on is that Buhari protested under Jonathan. That is the only reason he wants the union to declare strike. For me, that is childish. We are looking at economic realities on ground. I think Labour has saved the poor masses from further hardship. Everybody agrees that fuel subsidy should be removed. Some people have the problem of the timing and things like that. When Labour demonstrated under Jonathan, he did not stay his ground. But this is a man who knows his audience, and that's on the right thing to do. We cannot compare him with a weakling. Who if you push him, he will just succumb and protest because they are demonstrating. And we are talking about the economic realities on ground.
All right.
The palliatives rolled out
wrap
by
up your thoughts, please.
That is what the Labour considered. What I want Labour to do is to be part of those monitoring this palliative. They should be part of those that will implement it. If all those things are done, it will help to cushion the effect of the removal of subsidy.
Okay.
In the market,
let's wrap up things here now. Our time is fast spent.
The market has nothing to do with fuel.
Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much. We do appreciate. Well, the comrades in the studio, let's have your final take. Hopefully, we will have you gentlemen in the studio in the next 2 weeks and saying that all is settled now. We're happy we can move on without any problem.
Yes.
Comrade Okoro.
Okay. I've heard the feelings of our people. Everybody is talking fine. But the issue, I think, where government is failing in most of their actions is on policies that concern workers. They know that workers have representative. Before opening it up, they're supposed to have approached them and let them be part of the decision making, so that all this wahala will not be there. And another thing is that one, like I've said, government made a mistake and took their decision. Labour warned them. There was a letter. We don't just embark on strike without a warning. The government, Labour warned them, and they feel that they can resist it with the court injunction. But they have said that court injunction cannot stop us.
All right, Comrade Okoro. Comrade Awoma.
Thank you. From all we have said, I've heard the feelings of those that called in.
Yes.
And it is now my duty to go back to the drawing board with my members saying Abia State as to get the grassroots feeling.
All right.
As to send back to our headquarters. So
great.
that while going in the next 2 weeks, they know exactly what to tell them. And if every other labor leader in the country should get feelers from the grassroots and fall to our national president,
yes,
if they are going for the next, they will know exactly how to or where to wear their dagger.
All right, great. Yes. I want to really appreciate you, gentlemen, for being part of the program today. The platform on Flow 94.9 FM, Comrade Sonny Onwuma, the chairman of the Trade Union Congress in Abia State. Thank you very much for being part of the program this morning.
Thank you.
And also the chairman of the Joint Negotiating Council, Comrade Chris Okoro. Thank you very much also for being part of the program this morning. I do appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
And many thanks to Chairman Kwanta, who reported from the market in Umuahia. And also many thanks to the producer of the program, Samson Eze. The program returns on Wednesday. Don't forget to catch this episode on our YouTube page, Flow FM TV. My name is Michael Oni.
94.9 FM. We've got conducive and well-secured environment for business. High-tech video studio, a state-of-the-art production studio. You can also listen live on www.flow949fm.com and watch our videos on YouTube at Flow FM TV. Flow 94.9 FM, not just radio, but a complete broadcasting house.